Hey guys, welcome to my first vlog of 2022. It is Monday the 3rd of January, my first day back in the gym since the 22nd of December, and between then I've only done 2 HIIT workouts, so really excited to get back in lifting. Got leg day today, so I'm super excited about that, but it has already been a bit of a dilemma pump wise. So I woke up at 6:30 with a high alarm at 9.1 or 2, and I did 1.2 units of correction. And I'm on day 1.5 of my pump, so I put it on not last night, but the night before. I then woke up naturally by myself. I need to go to the loo at 7:30, checked, and I was 10.4, so I still hadn't come down, but I'm not sure whether this resistance is due to the fact, like I said, I haven't exercised in a while. Well, I have exercised, I've done like long walks every single day, but I haven't done any intense training in a long time, and I don't know whether that's just catching up with me with resistance or whether it's a fault with the pump, because obviously it hadn't gone down from my 9 point whatever. Then when I woke up this morning, I was 9 point something again, and it is leg day. So I did my 1.5 unit bolus, which is what I would normally do for leg day, plus a little bit of correction. And then thought, okay, I'll get dressed, get ready, do all that stuff. That takes about 15 minutes by the time I faffed around, pack bags and stuff, and check my blood sugars and see if it's come down. And I was gonna just take my pump infusion site change kit to the gym in case I needed to do it there, but then I scanned and I was 11.2, so I decided to do a site change now before I go to the gym, because this pump is already lasting me a lot longer than a lot of my previous infusion sites, and I'll go into all of my pump crap later. It seems I have to do that every vlog at the moment, but there has been more developments in that. But this one is already lasting longer than my last like 10 or 15, so I thought it might be time that it's leaking and needs a change, so I'll do a slight change now. And I was going to redo my bolus for the leg day, because I do still want to eat my banana, because when I took my site off it did look quite leaky around the edges, but then I did do one last scan before doing my new bolus, and I have come back down to 9.9 now, so I'm not sure whether that insulin did go in or didn't go in, but what I'm going to do is I'm not going to redo my bolus now, especially because I have changed my site. I definitely have basal going in. I'm about to walk to the gym, that always brings me down. I am still going to eat my banana before I leave, even though I am a little bit out of range, because I'm hoping the walk will bring it back down, and I want to be nice and fueled for my session, and I have had some insulin go in, I believe, and what I'll do is I'll just keep an eye on it. I'm taking my insulin pen in case this site fails me too, but when I'm halfway on my walk I'll check. If I'm skyrocketing, I'll have some correction. If I'm still level and haven't gone back down in range, I'll just leave it, because I know I'm about to start training, and we'll just play it by ear. But for now, yeah, I'm going to eat my banana, get myself to the gym, and hopefully this new site sorts it all out. I hate this pump. I hate it so much with every single fibre of my being. I'll get into a little bit more about what happened recently in a minute, but just to catch up on today, because I really want to get this sorted before I carry on with my day and distract myself with other things. I'm currently replacing my reservoir. Basically, on the way to the gym, I checked and I had gone up to 11.1 again, which made me realise that the bolus I had this morning in fact didn't go in. So I wasn't sure if any of it went in or it partially went in, and I didn't want to make myself go super low. So on the way to the gym I took 1.25 units to cover that banana. Then halfway through my session I checked, and I was 15, so clearly none of it had gone in. And I also don't think I had any basal from 6:30 when my high alarm went off, because normally I only spike like that during exercise if it's because I've got like no insulin in me. So I think I was pretty much completely devoid of any insulin, other than that little 1.25 units that I took on the way to the gym. So I did a bit of a rage bolus, did 3 units, which should bring me down to 4 in any other circumstance, but seeing as I was also exercising, it should have brought me down a lower. Obviously it will take a long time to come down from 15 no matter what I'm doing. So I did that, and then on my way home, I plugged in my breakfast carbs and my dose. So by then I'd gone down to 11.1, and it was directly down on my Libra. So I'm thinking those 3 units did go in. Obviously post infusion site change. So since my infusion site, I've had 1.25 on the way and then 3 at the gym. And then, so I plugged in my breakfast dose. I also don't think the insulin on board calculator was working very well on this, because it didn't seem to subtract any insulin from my carbs to account for those 3 units that I'd had literally only half an hour previous. So I deducted it by just 1 unit, because I did also still want to have correction insulin go in. So it was meant to be 5.6 units. Put it in my, press go, put the handheld bit back in my pocket, walk a bit longer, and then suddenly I hear coming from my pocket, which is an occlusion alarm. So sometimes you can get false alarms, so I dismissed it, and then it said my bolus cancelled, 1.6 gone in out of 5.6, so I still had 4 units to go in, and that is assuming that those 1.6 units did actually go in, or whether they're stuck inside the cannula. So they could have come out of the reservoir but not made it through the cannula, I don't know. So I thought, okay, I'll try doing manually 4 units, but it just wouldn't let me. It was like, you have to replace the reservoir and the infusion site. Now, when I changed my infusion site this morning, I didn't log it on my pump because it was early in the morning, and currently I'm changing it every day anyway, so I don't really need to log in here. So what I think I'm going to do is, obviously I have no idea of how much insulin I have on board, but I'm hungry, I want my breakfast. So I'm going to replace my reservoir now, and I'm going to do this, focus on this, and stop filming, and I'll come back later. Check my blood sugar once the new reservoir is in, do those 4 units of insulin. I'm not going to change my infusion site just yet. Hopefully those 3 units of correction plus that 1.5 that might have gone in will make me low enough that by then, because I did this all obviously like half an hour, 45 minutes ago, I'll be low enough to eat my breakfast, and those 4 units should then also, once I've done them, catch up. But if I do spike super high, I will then change my infusion site, because yeah, I don't want to change it again already, because it's just, I'm running out of infusion sites, and also I'm running out of spaces on my body to put new infusion sites, because I'm changing them so regularly. There's puncture marks all over my stomach and my legs, so I don't really have too many options to change it again. So this is what we're gonna do. I'll fill this up and then yeah, catch up on what's been going on with the pump while I wait for some insulin to hopefully kick in. So infusion site, no, reservoir is changed. When I took my reservoir off, my infusion site did look a bit suspicious, but not crazy. And also I checked my sugars, 6.9 with a direct arrow going down. So I know at least some of the insulin went in. I'm just absolutely clueless as to how much that might possibly be. So what I've done is I've done 3.5 units of those remaining 4, because I am going to have oats for breakfast, obviously carbs, and we'll see how it goes. If it shoots straight back up, then I'll change my infusion site. But basically, this pump ruined my Christmas, and that is no exaggeration. It kind of is, but basically I was having problems with a lot of infusion sites in a row, so I phoned to get a replacement box. We then went home to James's parents and then to my family for Christmas. We were going to go for 8 days, and so I took the whole box of infusion sites, the new ones that they sent me, and obviously it says you can replace it every 2 to 3 days. I always do every 2 days because the cannulas are crap. Essentially, this new box I got was the worst box I've ever had. So every single cannula, without exception, failed within 24 hours, which was just really difficult. And I know it was the cannula failing because I would attempt, it would always happen like after lunch, because that was kind of around when I changed the first infusion site, and it would start to creep up, and I'd do a correction, nothing would happen. So I'd go on a little walk, do another correction, nothing would happen. I'd always do 2 or 3 corrections on the current infusion site before moving it over, because I didn't want to waste infusion sites. I didn't want to waste space on my body where I could put new infusion sites, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't making this up in my head. I wanted to make sure that this was the problem and it wasn't something else that I was doing, because obviously it was Christmas, there were snacks around, but as soon as I started to go high, I stopped eating, because I don't want to make myself higher, especially if there was a problem with me getting insulin. I've got no basal on board, absorbing no boluses. Why would I add chocolate to that mix? So I was really careful not to eat during that time, did several boluses, did larger boluses than normal, and it wouldn't come down at all. And then as soon as I changed the site, it would like jump straight down. And when I changed the site, I also always went for a walk afterwards to help get the insulin going around as soon as possible, because normally by then it would be like 2 or 3 hours without any insulin on board. And also I wanted to eat my dinner, and I wanted to enjoy the Christmas snacks, but it happened like without fail every single day. So like I didn't get to enjoy all of the Christmas food, and I always had like the meals and stuff, but like there were so many yummy snacks and like nibbles that, had the pump been working, would be perfectly fine for me to bolus for and to eat, but the pump just wouldn't work, and it was every single infusion site, and I didn't have another box that I could use while I was there. It was just really stressful, and since then, even my old part of my old batch that I've tried to use, because this current box is clearly terrible, they keep failing. So I changed my infusion site, not last night but the night before. Previous to that, it was from this same batch. I changed it 24 hours previous, and I just keep having highs that I literally can't control, because I don't know when the site's going to fail. I know it's going to be probably sometime around 24 hours, but I don't just want to change it every 24 hours for the sake of it, because it uses up a lot of supplies, it uses up a lot of space on my body, and I don't want to waste loads and loads and loads of sites. So it's being a real big issue, and to be honest, I've got to a major burnout point, because no matter what I do to control my diabetes, when the pump's not working, nothing's going to work. And so I'm actually really struggling right now to find any motivation to try it at all, which is not good. It's put me into full-on burnout. So I did, just before I went back to Christmas, for Christmas, get in touch with my diabetes team again about these sites. And if you've seen my last video, you know, I said I was like preparing myself for a big fight to try and get a new pump. Essentially, I emailed my nurse and she was like, yes, I was going to get in touch with you in the new year. We've had loads of similar complaints from other solo users, and so we've decided to stop doing this pump, and we're transferring everyone who's currently on this pump to a new pump in the new year. You can pick your pump from the ones we already had available, or they are going to switch to the Omnipod as well, because if you've seen any of my pump videos about deciding on a pump, you'll know that the Omnipod just wasn't available at my clinic. So that was amazing news. So I emailed back. I did loads of research on both of the pumps, and I decided in the end to go for the T-Slim, although I do love the patch pump, and I'll talk about this a bit later. I just don't trust them at the moment. I do see some people have a similar experience with the Omnipod as I've had with the Solo. Some people don't, some people love it, but I'm not ready to risk that when I've had such a terrible time on this pump. So for now, I'm gonna go tubed, go with the T-Slim. It's got amazing reviews, everyone says it's so reliable, so I emailed back to request that one, and I'm just waiting for her to let me know when I can do the switch over. And she said hopefully it should be, in her initial email she said hopefully it should be January or February, so I'm hoping it's sooner rather than later and I can get off this, because it's really impacting my mental health, really impacting my diabetes management. So don't expect any kind of good control today, don't expect any kind of amazing diabetes tips. This is just me showing you a realistic day in the life of a type 1 diabetic with faulty tech. I honestly don't know how this was approved, but for now I've rambled at you quite a lot, so I'm aware, probably bored by now. I also need to get making my breakfast, because like I said, I was going diagonal down and I have had 3.5 units, so I'm going to make my oats as usual. I'm about to start doing my makeup to get ready for the day. Sorry if I don't sound too enthusiastic. I'm losing my temper quite a lot this morning. It's really getting to me. So my alarm's just gone off and I'm 9.2 and going up. So I'm going to do 2-unit bolus and then see where I am when I want to go out, and then just change my site because I can't be arsed with it. I'm just going to change my site because I can't deal with questioning. So I'm going to change my site and do a bolus. So I've just had a big cry because I was changing my infusion site and I was putting it on my lower back, and it just went wrong. Like all of the adhesive just like all creased together, and I didn't want to waste another site, and it just all went wrong. And all it was, it hit me like it's already 1 o'clock in the afternoon and I haven't even started my day because of all of this hassle with the infusion site failing and then the occlusion, and now this one doesn't look like it's any good. And it all just kind of hit me, and I just had a massive breakdown cry, but I'm not gonna cry again. So I'm gonna hopefully finally get ready for the day and actually enjoy the day. So time to get my makeup on. So I'm now like 14 with a straight arrow up, so I don't think I had any of those 4 units of insulin from breakfast go in. So I've done more correction. I did 2 when I was 9 and going up. After I changed my infusion site, I've done another 1.5. I probably should have done 2, but I just really don't know how much insulin I have in me right now. So I would quite like some lunch, but that's not going to happen, thanks to my pump. So our original plan for today was to like go and do some charity shopping because I really need some new clothes and stuff. So we're going to go and do that now, and then I guess we'll probably end up having to like buy lunch out or something. I don't really know what we're going to do. It's already 2 p.m, so it's kind of messing up the whole timings of the day. But I am looking forward to charity shopping. I'm trying to not let this get me down and ruin the whole day. So honestly don't. I should be the last to know. All in this, I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honest. It ended up being a bit of an unexpected day. I've just seen my low alarm was going off, so I'm going to check my Libra. But how we got here is, so we went charity shopping. I couldn't find anything, which is sad. 3.6. So I'm just gonna peel an orange when I talk to you. Didn't find anything, which is a bit sad, but by the time I walked, I'm never very hungry when I'm high, and by the time I'd walked myself to a reasonable number, I don't know exactly what it was because I did that thing where when you scan your Libra and you're dropping really fast, it just says cannot read glucose. It was like 3 o'clock, which obviously then felt too late for lunch, and we didn't really know what we fancied. I was hoping to focus on some minerals since it's been Christmas and we haven't been too good at that, and I wanted to kind of get back on the bandwagon a bit today. But yeah, I just couldn't think of anything that I fancied, and I was like, you know what, there's the new Kingsman film I quite want to see, and I was like, I'll do a Google, and if by chance at our favourite ever cinema there happens to be a showing soon, we'll go there and my lunch will just be popcorn. So that's what we did. There was a film at the exact right time, like 20 minutes from when I looked up, and it was like a 10-minute walk from where we were. Oh my goodness. So we ended up doing a spontaneous cinema trip, which was actually really fun. Had some popcorn. By the time I got there, I was 3.9. So yeah, I just calculated my dose as you saw, and I did it as an extended dose over the next hour because we were going to be obviously eating it slowly over the course of the film. And I did end up having a few of James's minstrels, so when the film finished I was 10.6, which is quite good considering I had a whole popcorn to myself. But then I did 1 unit of insulin because we were just going to walk home, which is 15 minutes, just to bring myself down. But then we realised we forgot to buy broccoli, which we need for dinner, so I ended up doing a long loop, and so by the time I've got home now, I'm a bit low. We have been home for like an hour, and we're going to do dinner, which is going to be curry. So James's family always do like a Boxing Day curry with all of the leftovers, like turkey, potatoes, cranberry sauce, veg, the works. we weren't there for Boxing Day this year, so instead yesterday James roasted his own chicken and remade the whole thing himself with some of our leftover cranberry sauce that we brought home from Christmas. So we're gonna have like Boxing Day curry with a side of broccoli, because I really want to get some more minerals in. Obviously I already have my banana, the berries and my oats. Lunch was popcorn, and so I'm having an orange to tide me over until dinner while I'm a bit low, and then it's gonna be curry. It's been like 10 minutes since, turns out James is super quick, so dinner is apparently in 5 minutes. In the meantime, I've bought myself a bargain on Depop, got some Levi jeans and a sage green suit, trouser and blazer set for £45 altogether, including the Levi jeans. So the day is slowly on and up. Great film, great bargain, nice walk, loving it. So time to scan and do my insulin for dinner. 2.9, but I have had that orange and I feel mostly fine. So I'm gonna do my insulin now because dinner is almost ready. So the carbs are coming from the potato and the rice, but what I'm gonna do is I always put in my pump if I ever need insulin right now and I want to use the calculator. I use 3.9 because that's the lowest you can put in, and it will still allow you to give a bolus dose. If you do any lower than that, it won't let you bolus until you're above that. So I'm gonna do 3.9. Carbs are 45, so basically I'm having 45 grams of carbs worth of rice. In the curry there are potatoes, but I don't know how many potatoes I'm going to be getting in my portion, so I'm going to ignore those, and hopefully that 2.9 to 3.9 gap that I'm missing in this calculation will kind of cover those potatoes. So it's saying 2.3 units of insulin. I'm going to bolus that now. I do think that's not going to be enough insulin because it hasn't obviously included that tangerine, hasn't absorbed yet. So I'm going to do 2.3 now, eat my dinner, and then I will keep a very close eye on it for the hour afterwards. And I might also have dessert because realistically I probably haven't had enough calories. The popcorn was probably maximum 400 to 500, even though I had it all to myself. It was only a medium. And yeah, then I only had breakfast other than that, and like 2 or 3 minstrels. It's not going to make a big difference. Obviously I don't know the exact kind of calories in this curry. I am still on my bulk, just an update on that. So I've got my holiday at the beginning of May and I would like to trim down a bit for that, so I'm going to bulk for like another week, possibly 2, just because I haven't tracked since before Christmas. So I'm going to track again at least this week, obviously not including today, on my current bulking calories, see how I'm feeling. I'm going to then test my 1 rep max squats as the end of my cut on next Monday after I've had a week back in the gym to kind of get my strength back up. And then I'll see how I'm feeling. I might carry on my bulk for another week, or I might start a slow cut down ready for holiday. Yeah, I'm just going to kind of see how I'm feeling, and that I would like to trim down quite a bit, and kind of the slower you do the cut, the better you are to hold on to muscle. I'm going to only take it really slow, reduce my calories by like 100 every 2 weeks, if that, and then maintain at kind of the lowest I will go is not massively low, because you guys know I don't like to restrict calories too much, and yeah, I'm still gonna probably not track at weekends, and enjoy that kind of life, so I won't be cutting too drastically. I just would like to show a bit of the muscle that I've built by kind of trimming down a little bit before I go on holiday, provided that holiday will happen depending on the situation of the world. But yeah, gonna stop rambling, plate up dinner. That's about as helpful as I am when it comes to cooking, and catch you later. Okay, my high alarm has been going off. I didn't keep the best eye on my sugars because we got really into our TV programme and I forgot, and I had my phone on silent and didn't realise. So I'm going to check now. I was really full as I was eating, but then now I've finished eating like 45 minutes ago, and I'm really hungry again, and I think it's obviously because I haven't eaten enough today. So I'm 9.1, which isn't too bad considering. So I think I'm going to have a protein smoothie because I know I'm going to be down on protein. I'm also going to be down on a lot of minerals, so I'm going to have like a frozen banana. It'll be like a frozen smoothie with some oat milk, some protein, obviously some maca powder and some cacao powder, and that would probably be it. I might put in tiny bits of like spirulina just to get extra greens in there, and then hopefully I won't be able to taste it. But yeah, other than that, I think that will be it for today. I'll just do whatever insulin it says for that. It'll be about 30 grams of carbs with banana, and that's all of the carbs going in there. But yeah, I kind of think this day has been a good representation of the mental and physical and emotional strain that this pump has been on me. Since I've had it, but especially the last couple of weeks since the cannulas have seemingly got worse. I'm hoping this infusion site will last at least till tomorrow morning, as soon as I put it on today, and I've already done 2 site changes. So yeah, I'm really excited to find out my new pump date when I get that. That is it for today's vlog. My time in Target is obviously horrendous because of all of these issues that I've been having and the multiple site changes, but fingers crossed the next time I vlog, or if not the time after that, we should be on a new pump, and I honestly can't wait to see what happens to my time in Target and my HbA1c after I get a functioning pump. But yeah, that's it for this one. I will see you soon.